I see his name, not yet his picture.
We probably can start. We have a quorum, Paul. So.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
Where's my agenda? I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It is 4:08. Welcome everybody. Hopefully we will have Warren on in a moment. I need a motion to approve the public agenda today. Brenda, would you like to move?
Yes, so moved.
So moved. Can Lawrence second? All in favor? Carried. Are there any conflicts of interest under the Ontario Municipal Conflict of Interest Act?
No.
Seeing none, I need a motion to approve the public minutes of our meeting of March 11th, 2020.
So moved.
Brenda moves, seconded by Lawrence. All in favor?
Yeah.
Carried. Approval of our closed session meeting, March 11th, 2020.
So moved.
So moved by Brenda, seconded by Lawrence. All in favor?
Yes.
Carried. Next is the action items list, which is before us. If anybody had any questions about it.
Hold on, I'm scrolling down here. Let's see. We don't have many things pending, do we?
No, we're very efficient. Let the minutes reflect that.
So, we have a number of things we have to deal with going forward. So we don't put that on this is action arising out of our discussions.
Yes.
So it's not a future-oriented list. Okay, that's fine.
Can we have a motion to approve?
So move.
So moved. Seconder, Lawrence, thank you. All in favor? Carried. Our next item we have a set of policies, and I will turn it over to Michael.
Great, thank you, Paul. So we've got 4 new policies, A, B, C, and D, the Board of Directors reimbursement policy, Director Education and Board Development policy, a policy on external directorships, and a whistleblower policy for the corporation. These are all based on templates from Toronto Community Housing, and again, I think will allow us to start with a strong foundation of policies for the new corporation as we start our operations on June 1st. So they're there for your consideration. The last one I'll cover off at the same time. The board asked me to consult with the city with respect to our conflict of interest policy, which has been passed by the board of directors. And the city had 2, I would say, minor suggestions, which I've incorporated into a red line copy. One is around in item 9 on that policy around disclosures by other members of the board around potential conflicts. And rather than using the word board disclosing those conflicts or bringing those conflicts up, which would require a vote, they rather said it would be better termed that any director could bring up one of these issues, and that doesn't require a vote, of course. So that's the one change you'll see there. And then with respect to affiliate corporations in our note, we had restricted that description really to Toronto Community Housing, which is the major affiliate corporation for us. But they suggested rather include language around any city corporations or agencies there, and including Toronto Community Housing, just to cover the potential issues around affiliate corporations. So that's a minor change as well, which you'll see there. And if you approve that revision, we would just take that back to the board for their approval for the final conflict of interest. The city also had a comment on the work of board chair with this committee in resolving these issues, and because we've got a similar section within the board procedures policy and the code of conduct policy. But I felt their comment was going to make it overly complicated, and so I've just left that as it was.
What section was that, Michael?
It's in. Let me bring it up. It was in the issue. Let me see if I can find it. So on 7E in.
Where will I? Is that in the
page? This is page 60, 61 of your package.
Right.
Is the red line version of the policy, and
so where are we? We're in the section 9, failure to disclose.
Yeah, so those are the things that I've included, which is you'll see there, rather than the board or committee bringing reasonable cause, which would require a meeting and a vote. It just says any director can bring up an issue of potential conflicts of interest.
Okay.
So that's there, and then the bottom there you'll see on page 61 is the issue around affiliate corporations.
Affiliate. Oh my goodness, that's small. Okay, for these purposes.
Yeah, that's just a note, and it was just to define what we meant by affiliate corporations.
Oh, okay.
And we had restricted that language to Toronto Community Housing, and they just said it's better just to frame it as any City of Toronto corporation or
okay.
agency.
Okay, yeah.
The other issue was around managing, reporting and resolving a conflict of interest in that section. I think because we've got, we've got a section in the code of conduct around how to resolve issues of conduct. And we had one here. They wanted to link the two, but I just felt it was going to be too confusing. I felt this is relatively straightforward and simple, and if the board is comfortable with that, I would recommend we just stick with.
So they wanted it as a separate numbered item.
What they suggested was you've got a process in the code of conduct.
Yeah.
And you've got a process here. You should link the two processes.
Where's the process? What number?
It's all in reporting and resolving a conflict of interest.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's all in 7. Yeah.
7. Thank you. Yeah, I see now. Yeah.
I thought this is very specific to conflicts of interest. It's not about.
That's right.
At all.
Yeah, I think it should be separate.
Conflicts of interest. So I felt it needed to be a separate.
It should be separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is specific to conflict of interest.
Correct.
Which is specific meaning.
Yeah. It was only a suggestion by them. I don't think it was. These were suggestions by the city.
I can see how it's interlocking, and they want some consistency, in a sense.
Yeah.
But I think it should be separate.
Yeah, I agree, because they're quite. This has nothing to do with conduct. This is about issues that arise when people have other interests.
That's right.
Other things they're doing, and that it doesn't really have anything to do with conduct. It's not the same thing at all, I don't think.
Paul, can I ask a question? I'm just trying to think of what sort of conflict of interest does arise in any of city activities, whether in committees or. Have you had experience with this? Is it people's personal business activity that often could be in conflict?
Well, it's generally so the one that happens most often is if you own property and we're making a decision on something and you are going to make money for it, or you have investments that are going to increase from it.
Oh, okay.
Often we're very careful. Like we're making a decision about something, we'll even take it to, if your wife or a child
Yes, I think,
is working, or even owns property where something we're doing is gonna basically financially
Beneficial.
benefit you
That's
or a
right,
member of your
that's right.
family, we
Yeah.
declare a conflict of interest. That's the most common one.
And we don't have that family requirement here. It's just for the participating director. We didn't specify spouse or children.
And we don't even really have that written at the City of Toronto. We've just kind of made it a practice.
A practice, okay.
That, if we're making a decision, a member of our family is going to benefit financially from it, we declare a conflict as well.
Okay, I understand. All right. What about union? Like if staff were, if you're a counselor and your spouse is a member of the city union, do you recuse yourself from certain things, like, I guess, labor relations things, or?
We have had counselors, for example, James Pasternak, his wife is an employee of the Toronto Public Library Board.
Okay.
When we approve the budget of the library board, he always declares a conflict of interest.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Good to know.
I think the important thing about that discussion is, Brenda, is this isn't an issue of wrongdoing. These things.
No,
happen.
I understand that. Yeah, I understand that.
And
I was
that's
just
why I
trying to-
think it's quite separate from any kind of wrongdoing type
Yeah.
of policy. The
Yeah,
idea is that people do declare because these things happen all the time, and we need a way of managing.
right.
Sorry, Warren, do you have any questions? Can you hear us?
No, I'm fine, Paul, and
Hi,
I'll be
Warren.
back in
Welcome.
to my home in about 5 minutes, which will help.
Okay.
Oh, you're
thank
on the
you.
phone. Ah,
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. You didn't hear me at the beginning. I was on mute. I've
Ah,
been stuck in a car, unfortunately, for the
No
last
problem.
15 minutes.
no problem. Been there, done that.
Yep.
Okay.
So those are the policies, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
for
I
consideration.
had a couple of comments.
Lawrence?
Yeah, it's first one, related to this reimbursement of expenses.
Yes.
I think we are presupposing these are all paper-based claims, right? A form has to be signed and countersigned.
It's a good point.
What about, are we going to move to electronic claims? I think on page 26, we talk about claim forms must be signed both by the member making the claim and the chair.
Yeah,
Most of the companies have moved to, all those electronic
Yeah, well,
claims.
What we could do there, Lawrence, is just put something in brackets there to indicate that this does not have to be in paper form.
Okay, yeah, fine, so long as.
So that just so that that's this is probably an older
yes.
Yeah.
template, and so we'll make that revision just so that it's clear. This can be submitted electronically?
And a couple of the next policies, I think this committee's name is probably misspelled. It talks about term risk also is coming in that. I think many places it's happening.
What's that, Lawrence?
On page 33 and onwards, we
Yeah.
call this Governance, Risk and Human Resources Committee. Actually, this committee's name is Corporate Governance. Risk should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
Many
correct
places.
that. Yeah.
It's there in subsequent policy as well.
Right.
Great. Oh, thanks, Lawrence.
And the question I had here about Director Education Board Development. Okay. So this is for something that's done outside of our existing training that we have.
Yes, it can be, or it can be delivered.
I'm thinking of the Institute for Corporate Directors. You know, that's something I'm interested in.
Right, so that's one example, Brenda.
That's one
of
example?
outside-
Okay.
Yeah, of outside courses that could be part of this.
And then that gets approved. Who approves that? Does it go up? I'm just trying to figure who approves it. Does that go up through the CEO or does that go up through the chair?
Well, the overall, I think the CEO working with the board is responsible for putting in place, the programs that would be useful, internal and external for board members. With respect to individual courses,
I don't quite see an approval.
It would have to be approved by the chair of the board, would it not?
yeah,
That's what
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah, I think it would be the chair.
But is it
Yeah.
stated there? I can't quite see. And it talks about it, but I just can't see the process. Presumably you have to get it approved before you.
yeah, I
It
think that
doesn't,
would
it
be.
doesn't, at least unless I'm missing it when I read it here. I
Yeah.
can't
No,
see.
I
Oh, here we
think-
are, pre-approved, where the expenditure, this is for course, is pre-approved by the chair, there you are, or the
Yeah.
chair of the Governance and Human Resource Committee. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
As long as there's a process there, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I think that was it for me.
Okay.
And we have a whistleblower policy, eh?
Yeah,
So that's all employees.
that's for everybody. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yep.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's quite
Becoming common?
Common.
very common now. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Very common.
yeah. I'm used to it within government and whistleblower policies there. Okay, I think that was it for me.
Anti-recriminations.
What's that, Warren?
The whole thrust of a whistleblower policy is that you got to make sure that the whistleblower is kept safe in
Yes,
terms of
Yeah.
employment.
yes. Absolutely. And I suppose if you're unionized, your union would represent you if there was ever any, process of firing you, but I guess the union exempt people are the ones that are more at risk. The ones that are not part of the collective agreement. You have no one representing you, right?
Right.
Okay, I think that's it for me, for those. And,
Okay.
and Michael, do we have more policies coming our way? What's the next tranche?
That's it for the board. And then we've got a set of more human resources policies that
Yes.
Helena's going to present. And Helena, do we have more human resources policies coming in May, I think, right?
We do. In May, it's the tranche of health and safety, which
Yes.
includes harassment, violence, and our health and safety policies. Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
Helena, also the comms policies are coming forward in May.
What's the comms?
The communications.
Yeah, communications policies will be coming forward in May.
And I think, Michael, there's finance ones as well, but they're probably coming through the other
They'll go through the Audit,
committee.
Finance and Risk Committee. So that's right. Yeah.
Okay, that's it for me, for comments.
Okay.
Do we need to have a motion?
Do we need individual motions or?
No, I think you could pass them all with one motion, and subject to the revisions which I've noted, I'll make those. You could have the motion subject.
You can
to the
take that as
revisions.
direction, Warren. Sorry, not Warren. Michael.
Yep.
Okay, so can I have a motion to move the policies?
So
Brenda?
moved, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Warren, seconded by Brenda.
Yep.
All in favor? Carried. Just making a note. And then next we are on.
We're gonna move into closed session.
Move into closed
Yes.
session.
So I am moving a motion because we have to discuss matters that are either related to the employees or the safety and security of the corporation. I'm moving that we go in camera. The live stream, please.
I will give me a minute.
Why do I always feel like I have to say aye? Feel like I'm on a ship with a captain. Favor, aye.
You're live.
Thank you, Rashni. I am going to move a motion to approve the two items that we dealt with in closed session.
Mr. Chair,
Warren?
I think it should be a recommendation to the board.
I believe that's what the recommendation is it not?
Yeah, no, you just mentioned with the motion to approve. So we're not approving, we're recommending to the board that the docs be approved.
We do need to move a motion to approve what was considered in camera, and the recommendation is to go
Right,
to the board.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine, Warren. You're approving that motion to recommend to the board the approval of the human resources policies and the annual report.
Yep. That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to move motion to approve the closed session decisions. Can I have a seconder?
Second,
Brenda, all in favor?
Yeah.
Carried. Is there any other business? Seeing none, I will move adjournment. Can I have a seconder?
We were efficient today. Wow,
Brenda, all in favor? Carried.
great.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, Mr.
everybody.
Chair.
Thank you, everyone.
And
Thank you.
Arlene and
for that
Helena,
report.
thank you so much for all your work. It's deeply appreciated.
Yes.
Indeed.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Have a nice
Charlie,
day.
for
Everybody
your
stay
report.
safe and your families too.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Thanks, Brenda.